creating graphs and reports. 30. Go to cell graphs B2. We will place here a function that generates a graph for an output after a simulation has been run. 31. Use the insert function icon on at risk and select risk results graph function out of simulation results statistic functions. This action will trigger the insertion of an Excel window to insert function arguments. 32. The first argument, a data source, refers to the cell output name or input name for which the graph will be made. Make a reference to cell portfolio data L1. 33. The second argument, default range, defines the range of cells where the graph will be placed. Select the range B2K20. 34. The third argument, graph type, refers to a number between 0 and 19 that indicates the type of graph to make. You can access online help by clicking on the lower left-hand side corner of this window on Help on this function. You will see here that type 0 is for a histogram. Therefore, write a 0 on the graph type argument. Before closing this window that has some additional optional graphing arguments, the window should look like this. 35. Click OK on this window. The following function should appear on cell B2. Equals risk results graph, open parenthesis, portfolio data L1, comma, B2, K20, comma, 0, close parenthesis. After a simulation has been run, this function will trigger the creation of a JPEG image on top of the range B2, K20 of a histogram of total number of operations at default. 36. Copy this function from cell B2 to cell B22. Make sure you change the parameter reference for data source from portfolio data L1 to portfolio data M1. The function should now look like this. Equals risk results graph, open parenthesis, portfolio data M1, comma, B22 K40, comma, 0, close parenthesis. After a simulation has been run, this function will trigger the creation of a JPEG image on top of the range B22 K40 of a histogram of total loss. 37. Do the same thing for cell B42. Copy this function from cell B2 to cell B42. Make sure you change the parameter reference for data source from portfolio data L1 to portfolio data N1. The function should now look like this. Equals risk results graph, open parenthesis, portfolio data N1, comma, B42K60, comma, 0, close parenthesis. After a simulation has been run, this function will trigger the creation of a JPEG image on top of the range B42K60 of a histogram of total RAROC. 38. Go back to cell N1 on portfolio data and run a simulation with 5,000 iterations. Remember that during a simulation, at-risk has to prepare itself by opening input and output variables, and if the model is large enough and settings have been set up for an automatic usage of multiprocessing capabilities, multiple Excel sessions will be opened in order to run a faster simulation. Opening these multiple sessions requires additional seconds, but this time will be saved during the simulation run, since the simulation will be executed in parallel, increasing the speed of the whole simulation process. Demo mode also has to be turned off in order for multiple processing to occur. Report tab has already been created for you with a complete profitability report by region and by type of portfolio. Make sure columns D, I, M, R, V, AA, AE, and AJ are hidden, since they contain the simulated summaries for each one of the sub-portfolios. We recommend hiding these columns, the moving parts of a simulated model, for presentation purposes. All summary post-Monte Carlo simulation information is presented on the remaining mean columns. The key for creating the summarized report lies on SUMIFS functions and risk mean and risk percentile functions. 39. Go to cell report C4. Write the following formula that calculates the total loan portfolio for a certain type of credit, vehicle, a certain city, Los Angeles, and a certain branch, Valley. Equals SUMIFS, open parenthesis, EAD, comma, type, comma, C1, comma, city, comma, A4, comma, branch, comma, B4, close parenthesis. 40. On cell D4, write the following formula that calculates the total loss for a certain type of credit, vehicle, a certain city, Los Angeles, and a certain branch, Valley, equals SUMIFS, open parenthesis, loss, comma, type, comma, C1, comma, city, comma, A4, comma, branch, comma, B4, close parenthesis. 41. On cell E4, insert the following function that will show the mean loss for a certain type of credit, vehicle, a certain city, Los Angeles, and a certain branch, Valley. Remember, you can only trust the numbers placed on these statistic functions only after a simulation has been executed. Equals risk mean, open parenthesis, D4, close parenthesis. 42. Cell F4 contains a formula to calculate the mean loss as a percentage of its particular portfolio. Equals E4 divided by $C4. 43. On G4, write the function equals risk percentile, open parenthesis, D4, comma, confidence level, close parenthesis. This formula will calculate the loss at the specified confidence level. It is the unexpected loss at that confidence level. 44. On cell H4, write a function to express it as a percentage of its particular portfolio. Equals G4 divided by $C4. 45. On cell I4, the following Excel function averages RAROC for this particular portfolio with the following formula. Equals average ifs, open parenthesis, RAROC, comma, type, comma, $C$1, comma, city, comma, $A4, comma, branch, comma, $B4, close parenthesis. 46. On cell J4, write a formula that will show the mean RAROC after the simulation has been executed with the formula equals risk mean, open parenthesis, I4, close parenthesis. 47. Finally, on cell K4, the following function will generate the unexpected loss at the specified confidence level with the formula equals risk percentile, open parenthesis, I4, comma, conf lev, close parenthesis.